Hey everyone, happy Halloween and welcome to the show. I'm Amy.
And I'm Sarah, and today we're going to be discussing Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonam-Young.
The first few minutes, we're going to do a brief review of this story without any spoilers. Then we are going to shift into a deeper book discussion, which is going to include lots of spoilers. We will let you know before we do shift into that deeper book discussion.
That's right, we will. So, Amy, go ahead and give us a brief description of what Out on a Limb is all about.
When a guy and girl meet at a party and have a one-night stand, they must face the outcome of getting pregnant and navigating a life together as parents. This rom-com has humor, phenomenal banter, and a little bit of hilarious nerdiness. Sarah, what did you think about Out on a Limb?
Okay, well, you kind of covered what I was going to say. This story from the very first chapter, the humor, the banter, the wit throughout, chef's kiss, so incredible. I also love that we are getting the perspective of two characters. They have physical challenges, and I'm always interested to read something where it gives you the perspective of something that you're not walking through yourself, and to kind of understand a little bit, educate yourself a little bit. And she did that so beautifully and so well. I love that she relates to the main character and the physical challenges that she faces in her life, so that we kind of get to see that through the character's eyes. This story was just, I can't say enough about it. Highly recommend. What did you think?
Humor, check.
Yeah.
Swoon-worthy male main character, check. Sizzling chemistry, check. It's got all the fun things. I am not one to seek out a pregnancy trope. I'm just not. But this one surprised me in the best way. I found it just charming and fun, so hilarious and delightful. I just had all the happy feels with this one.
Same.
Let's get into our ratings. Angst.
Okay, Angst. This was just a 1.25 for me. It's not an angsty story per se, but there's some things that occur that are a little like, so I kind of felt that.
Yeah, I did one. So, and I even thought, that may be a little bit high. Even though there are scenes that you would think would typically bring a lot of angst, I feel like they're handled with maturity.
Yeah.
Here, so there wasn't the angst that you would expect. There's a lot of room for miscommunication in this storyline. So I was really appreciative that the author chose to write it the way that she did and the direction that she took it.
Same.
Yes. Dodged a bullet there.
Oh, for sure.
All right. Humor.
Okay. Humor. This was a 3.5 for me. I had it at 3.25, but I have to bump it up because the more I think about it, I laughed so much. I read so many passages to my husband. He kept saying, "What are you laughing at?" And then I went and read it to him. It was so good. What did you read?
I did higher than you. I did 4.
Okay, it deserves it.
I think
really
it does too.
does.
And I think part of that is because, well, one, as I was going back to review my notes for this review, I just kept remembering more funny things that I had read. There's so much fun and just fun, wit, and humor throughout. The characters, are just delightful. Their chemistry is full of humorous banter, which is so good. I love it. Spiciness.
Okay, spiciness. This is a 2.25 for me. It's not. Is yours higher?
I know, I did too, and I even said that may be a little high, but I'm going to give it 2.
It might be, but listen. I loved it. Good job, Hannah.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yes, it was good. There's not a ton of it, but there is.
No, there's not a ton.
I'm going to stick with my 2.
Yeah.
Tears.
Tears. It was just a 0.75. There's a little bit of sadness, but it's not a
That's
sad
what I did too.
Story. Oh, the same rating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a few sad conversations that happen about characters that have to live through some different things, but overall, this is definitely a rom-com.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, overall.
I gave it a 5.
You gave it a 5.
I gave it a 5.
Of course you gave it a 5. It has humor.
It had humor. I'm telling you. I was in stitches. This was just the best. It was the absolute best. I loved it.
I did 4.5. I love stories that keep me laughing also. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm not one to seek out that pregnancy trope. And so it shocked me in the best way. This was just a really delightful story. And I think that the male main character is in my top book boyfriend.
Mine.
He's just the best.
He is the best. I literally boosted him to the top. I was just, he's the best. Oh my gosh, I love that so much. I'm so excited.
All right, that concludes our spoiler-free quick review of this story. Now we're going to shift into a deeper book discussion. If you would like to continue the conversation with us, simply click the link below, or you can search any available podcast platform for Post-Book Depression. Then we would love to hear your thoughts on the story. What did you think? You can find us on social media, on Instagram at Post-Book Depression Podcast, on Facebook in our Post-Book Depression discussion group. You can also email us at postbookdepressionpodcast@gmail.com.